I don't know. That was where was that? That was I mean it was still when I lived in military housing. So if I don't remember if it was like public school or if like the base that I was on had its own little school or something. First and second grade are kind of a blur.
I need a bet.
Kindergarten, not though.
I need a better segue than that.
You guys ever been to kindergarten?
You
No.
guys ever been
No.
to kindergarten and gone to like sleeper agent class?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Sleeper agent class. Yeah. That's.
Hmm.
Yeah,
No one say my
it's
trigger
like
word
it's like
because I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Mac and cheese, mac and cheese, mac and cheese.
normal,
Sorry,
normal,
macs and
normal,
cheese.
normal,
Max and
normal.
cheese. Anyway. All right. That's acceptable. That's an acceptable segue. Hello, everyone. Hello, my friends. It's
Hello.
been
Hello.
it's been a while since I've been in this chair, since I've been in the DM chair. My God, do you guys remember we used to have the DM chair?
Yes.
Yeah,
That was crazy. Back at my house, when we used to gather
Oh.
around, and whoever was the DM had to sit in the chair.
that's
Yeah,
the DM chair.
I mostly remember getting yelled at for like slouching in my seat a lot.
Yeah, because you'd like be 6 feet away from your mic.
30 yards away from your microphone, hunched
Get bored
over.
in my chair.
You
Get bored
know.
in my chair. I need to go somewhere else.
Yeah. I I ask this mostly in jest, but does anyone remember what's going on? Because it's been months since we've.
I do actually, just because I had to re-listen to that specific episode for. Oh, hi Freya. Picked up her purring.
Cat
Okay.
AS.
Okay, so where we left off, we were finally reunited. Chris, Iris, and Cosmo in limbo, with a whole bunch of other people, finally got reunited. We had a little bit of an info share. Chris told us a little bit about what he saw. Iris and Cosmo talked about how Iris was the harvester, and then we talked about the deal that a harvester offered to Iris and what exactly we should do. I remember being at odds about it. Iris thought it was a good idea. Chris and Cosmo were not sold. And after a lot of mutual back and forth, we kind of agreed, like, what if we just tried to get Time to help us? Like, can't Time fucking do something about this? So Tem said, "Oh my God, I know how to get you in a meeting with Time." Took us to 1932 into a field, hid everyone else behind a bush, kicked a bunch of rocks, and then we got arrested by Party Frog. And that's where we left off.
Yeah, and that's. Oh my God, no! Now I'm too loud. I flew too close to the sun.
I'm Max, and I'm screaming.
Sorry, everyone. I was screaming there. Now I'm not. So that's definitely most of what I wanted to refresh everyone on, just as sort of like a quick reconvergence of the paths, right? So Chris, Atticus, and Cornelius traveled through McAfee Ridge to go find a man named Sylvester, who was rumored to have lived a very long life and knew some stuff about like the harvester and Caldera, um, and ended up making Chris an interesting proposition. And, told Chris that he had met him back in 1932 and asked him to come back so they could plan to stop the harvester together. Then, meanwhile, on the other end of things, we had Cosmo, Iris, and of course, dear beloved character Schmegley, trapped in a murder game where they sort of found out like what happened to the missing reflection game team, what's going on with Caldera, and then at the end, unleash the harvester. So, those are kind of the two sides that we're coming in for. What is really critical that I want to stress to you guys before we get into things today. Hang on, sorry, I'm still continuing to adjust my volume here. We are hitting a critical point in the story, a point of no return. Probably next episode is the point of no return. What I cannot stress to you enough is that there is no one right answer. There is no one path that I am asking you to choose. So I want you to keep that in mind as we explore Tempas's lair. Cosmo, Chris, and Iris, I am so excited to say that again. The first thing you see is a glistening black floor streaked with gold. And of course, the reason you see that is because Party Frog is behind you, roughly shoving you. As you adjust and you look around to wherever the hell he has teleported you to, you are in a massive hexagonal room. It is extremely busy in here with frogs. 5 of the walls of this hexagon are lined floor to ceiling, probably 20, 30 feet up with books, endless books. And then that last part of the hexagon leads into another chamber, equally filled with books and sort of like this, endless hallway of hexagonal libraries. There's also loose books everywhere. Frogs are grabbing them, they're reading them, they're tripping over them. It is an absolute nightmare. And by the time you kind of catch your bearings fully, you're standing in front of a desk. And sitting on the other side of it is just a frog. Not like a frog, like a giant ribbit frog, just sitting in a chair.
I turn to Party Frog and I'm like, please tell me you're not gonna feed us to that thing. Please, please, please.
Party Frog looks over kind of surprised and is like, no, this is and as before you can even explain, the frog leans back on its back and you see that there are indeed a pair of like human eyes on its stomach, and it says, "Hi, I'm almost anatomically correct Frog. Welcome to the Library of Babel. How are you guys doing
Oh.
today?"
I guess.
I'm sorry,
You
are you
are.
screaming?
Yeah. I thought I was like done being surprised by things, but it's really nice to meet you. Almost
Almost
anatomically
anatomically correct Frog.
Yes. We're here to request an audience with Tempest, and also we're under arrest, I think.
Yeah, Party Frog storms forward and says, "Yes, these humans are well, they're not on trial yet, but they're going to be on trial for heinous crimes against the timeline." And the anatomically correct Frog says, "Okay, yeah, all right," and it's like typing away at a little like desk, and it's like, "And what are the charges?" And Party Frog says, "The murder of Fool Frog in 1930. The murder of Stabby Frog, aka the Murderer, in 2033. The interruption of Magician Frog and Long Armed Frog's investigation of Heart and Stone in 2033. And finally, the most heinous crime of all, disrupting some rocks and shrubbery in 1932. And the anatomically correct Frog says, "Okay, yep, got all that down. How are you pleading today?"
Not guilty.
Okay, putting you down. Is that for everyone? Is everyone pleading not guilty to the charges as described by Mr. Party Frog?
Yes.
I lean over to the others and I'm like, guy, do you think, what if you two plead not guilty and I plead guilty and we see if like, I don't know, I just don't want to lock ourselves in on like getting turned down by Tempest. I think we technically did do all those things.
Just so you know, I do sort of hear your whispering. Just want to let you know that you still get an audience with Tempest no matter how you plead. This is sort of just for the record. And as a reminder, Tempest does know everything that you've done.
Okay, I will personally plead guilty as I did do all those things.
Okay, great.
Can I rescind my plead and say guilty?
Yeah, no problem, buddy. And you
Cool.
there?
Can I stick with can I change to partly guilty?
By like association?
Guilt by association. Yeah, we have guilt by association here.
Guilt by association, but also did do some of those, but also don't agree with some of the other ones because I think
Also
they were supposed to happen
Did
anyway.
do some of them. Okay, yep, got it. And do you have a time lawyer representing you today? Otherwise, one will be provided to you.
I look at Party
mean,
Frog.
I've never met any.
Party Frog is like,
Frog,
"I am
are you
absolutely not representing you."
Oh, okay. We have no representation, it seems.
Okay, no problem. Get a little bit of reppy up in here. Okay, great. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to the Library of Babel. We are gonna have to put you in a cell in the meantime. Hope that's okay.
Like, I guess
How
so.
how long are we gonna be in there?
Oh, not too long. You know, Tempest is a pretty busy guy, but we'll squeeze you in. Let me just pull up his little schedule here. Yeah, let me see. I do have an opening in 350 years. How does that
I raised
sound?
I raised my hand.
Yeah.
We don't live that long, actually.
This voice has gotten so out of control. This, this is,
He's ever evolving. Let him live.
the frog says, "Oh, you don't live that long. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Shoot, what's your lifespan like?"
So on average, humans can live 100 years, but
Yeah.
it's anyone's guess as to if that's gonna actually happen or not.
Okay.
We are all slated to die-ish, get harvested in like 3 days. So could you do it within the next 3 days?
Are you going farming?
No, the
Oh.
farming's coming to you.
Okay, I'm not really sure about that one. Let me see. Oh, we just had a cancellation. Yeah, someone who's been waiting since 1637 just died. Tough luck.
Oh,
That's an
that's
automatic guilty plea.
How
Okay.
how, how did they last until now?
You
When
know,
is it?
time shenanigans. It's fine. I actually have an appointment for later today if that might work.
Yes. Yes.
Are you
yeah.
free?
Yes.
No
Yeah.
other
Yes.
conflicts? I don't want to
No.
interrupt. You guys seem busy.
No. We
Yeah, no,
would
I mean, I
we
think we were just gonna be in jail then at that
Oh,
point.
yeah, the prison cell. Yeah. Okay, so think you guys are all set. Once again, thanks for stopping by the Library of Babel. Your lawyer will be in touch with you very soon.
Okay,
um
thanks.
do we have to be like restricted to the cell, or can we like visit
Yeah,
the
you're gonna be
library before we
restricted to the cell.
That's yeah, I understand. Yeah, can we visit the library before we do that? Like a
No.
oh,
Okay,
okay.
bye. And the frog like leans back down and just resumes frog position. And Party Frog says, "Come with me,"
Okay.
and leads you over. The cell is entirely made out of books. It's like
Oh
books
no.
just stacked on top of each other. There's a door made of books that Party Frog opens and it just sort of like collapses. And he says, "Get in."
I get in.
Okay, yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you all get in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There's a Your cell is almost entirely empty except for one woman who's got like this long black hair and this red dress, and she runs up and grabs the book bars and says, "You got to let me out of here, man. This is a mistake." And Party Frog turns and says, "Oh, really?" And the woman says, "Yes, I just violated time so I could go back and cure my daughter's cancer. That's it. I just wanted to get the cure back to her so she could live." And Party Frog says, "And then what did you do?" She's like, "Okay, well, I may have also given myself the lottery numbers, but medical bills are expensive." And the frog says, "No, you spent it all on yourself. So, yeah, I think you're just going to have to stay here." And his head whips around, not towards anything in particular, just like straight behind him. And he says, "I got you," and vanishes.
I turned to party dress lady and I'm just like, "Hi, I'm Cosmo."
"Hi, I'm Llewellyn. Mark's gonna be right back."
Should we like wait?
Party Frog kind of fell off, guys.
Party Frog?
Guys, do you remember? Do you remember when Party Frog was our party friend, and now, we were having like cool hangouts in his office, not his office, his hotel room, and getting his party necklace, and now he's hunting us through time and space. Yeah, so I turned to Llewellyn,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "So, did you actually like do all of that stuff?"
I didn't not do it, but the important thing is I did most of it for my daughter.
That's, that's pretty fair. Do
What
you
are
think they
Did
would have been less
you?
mad?
huh?
Uh, do you think they would have been do you think they would have been less mad if you just stole the cancer research and saved your kid and
I
nothing
gotta be
else?
honest with you. I've seen a lot of people come through here for like a lot less than that. What are you guys
Mhm.
in for, by the way?
Several alleged murders and a couple of instances of time travel. Technically, the most recent one that they're mad about, we didn't actually even do, but we're trying to get a an audience with Tempest because the world's about to end, so we're like hoping he can help us.
Oh, again?
Yeah, for the but like there's like a I look at Iris. I mean, like a sex, a good. There's a guy in space who's gonna come and just like take everything.
Again? Oh my god, it's like every few
what do you
years with this shit.
What do you mean again? I don't think anyone from space has ever come here and said, "I want your planet, munch munch."
Space, demons, angels, it's all the same.
Is it?
I don't know, man. Oh! She checks her watch that she doesn't have and says, "You know what time it is? It's Roger time."
Huh?
You look over there.
What is that?
And she points, and right outside the bars is what I could only describe as like a TV, but it's not a TV. It's also just a structure made out of books that has like a square hole in the middle. And they're leading this like beaten and exhausted looking man to stand in front of it facing the cell. And
Mhm.
Beth, would you be Roger Hobblescobble for me?
I'd be happy to. This tired man says, "Hi, my name is Roger B. Hobblescobble, and before you stands our wait." Sorry, I dropped my glasses. Before you stand before our grand concept of time, our Lord Tempest, here's a few safety tips. Number one, please, please make sure your arms and legs are buckled fully into this plane of reality. Limbs or other extremities outside of the plane may become permanently separated from your person. That is an emphasis on the permanent. Number two, if you are guilty of time crimes, be aware he knows. He already knows. Do not try and hide. Just don't do it. Number three, after your time crime and potential punishment has been assessed, remember to stop by the Babel Library's gift shop to spend real money on knickknacks and little candies and things.
Llewellyn says, "Hi, Roger."
Hi, Llewellyn.
Roger gets rudely shoved away by two frog guards. And Llewellyn turns to Team Bouquet and says, "Yeah, he's out there like every 15 minutes doing that."
What did that
That's
guy do?
I honestly have no idea. She, like,
every 15 minutes?
yeah, every 15 minutes. And she turns back towards the bars next to the door that's still collapsed and you could all just easily walk out of and says, "Oh, that's weird."
What,
Uh,
the lack of door?
Oh, you look towards where she's looking, and about 30 yards out, clear as day, unmistakable, is Beauregard Rivers staring straight at you.
Oh, I
oh.
shove my face into the bars and I stick my hand out and I start waving.
He's just staring.
I
Is
also
anyone
wave.
Are there any other frogs like staring at us right now?
So that's a very interesting question because the answer is no. Not a single frog is paying you or Beauregard any mind.
I love magic. I'm gonna sidle over to Beauregard Rivers.
He is, again, 30 yards away from you. Are you
I
leaving the
don't know how
cell?
far.
Are you
It's a yard.
a
I don't know
yard?
if he's
It's
not.
like
It's
it's like 90 feet.
it's about 90
Oh,
feet
if he's
away.
not. Oh, okay. If he's not like, yeah, if he's just like near enough and I'm waving at him and he can hear me, I'm like, "Hello again. Thanks for coming back."
He walks up and says, "So, this is your grand plan." Huh?
Well, my grand plan was actually to have you help us, but you kind of left, so.
You remember why I left?
Yes! Because one of us had an idea and the other two had a different idea, and instead of having a conversation about it, you skedaddled.
Boo says, I left because you were talking about joining up with the Harvester.
Yeah, we had a conversation about it.
It's the,
That's
We've
not.
I was gonna say we have. I gesture wildly. So we've clearly come to the conclusion, group-wise, to explore other options because I don't want to do that personally. And my first thing would have been, hey, let's see what Boo wants to do because to gesture around again. Clearly, you've got some weird, all-knowing Boo powers or something. But again, you kind of just took off without any other words, my guy.
Yeah, because I'm not here if you're not all in. And what I heard was not, yes, Boo, let's work together. It was, no, let's talk about the Harvester. Let's explore that option. And you see, that's the issue with you guys. You don't listen.
Well, I feel like that's also your problem a little bit because you don't give people time. You know everything. You know what's going to happen. You know this, that, and every other thing. And you don't give people time to process shit. Chris just got back. We just found out about Iris's whole thing. I get it. Listen, I get it. You're right. We should have been a little bit more grouply against the idea, probably. But dude, you gotta work with people more.
I
Just a little
tried.
bit.
I've even tried working with you. I've tried to pull back the curtain and show you the true potential that you have. Aren't you at all curious how I'm standing before you in the middle of Tempest's own realm with no issue?
No, that's why I gestured wildly around because yeah, these people are like I guess not people. These things are your sworn enemies. They don't like you, and you're standing here, and no one could give less of a fuck. Yes, absolutely, we are.
If you haven't
I
noticed, frogs are very single minded creatures. They follow a set path. The only time they're able to have, how you can call it, reality shown to them is if Tempest deems it. He'll peel back the curtain and show them disruptions, IRS agents, that sort of thing. The issue is they never really figured out how to do it more than once. See, I've already been here. I've already done this. And he kind of gestures to his right, and you see two frogs just start tackling nothing. They're like wrangling on the ground with something completely invisible. And whatever it is putting up a hell of a fight. They're like getting knocked back and they're just going to town. And Boo says, that's what I did the first time I was here. So now,
Is that why Party Frog turned around and said, "I got you"?
what?
He
Yeah, party. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Iris.
he was standing right here before when we came in here, and then he kind of like 180'd his neck and said, "There you are, I got you," and then fucking went.
He just disappeared.
That's a horrible thing. I'm sure that won't come up later. But the point is, right? Interesting tidbit, huh? About the frogs.
Mhm.
I already told it to all three of you. I tried to warn you
what?
about this exact thing when we were back at the Shramp's cabin. I said, you have to do something outside of what you would normally do. And instead, you talked to Fool Frog about breakfast for dinner.
Could
Well,
you just
like-
tell us what you wanted us to talk about?
I would love to, but you don't listen.
Listen,
She's been doing this for 2 hours, and I don't know
Did
what
you-
she wants.
Did you smuggle your micro bore here?
No,
her.
maybe.
So, obviously, Team Bouquet knows best, right? Go on. Plead your case to tie. I'm sure it's gonna work out great.
You know what? You know what? Maybe we will actually. Like I what was the point of this? Was it just for you to like come here and tell us that we don't listen even though that's what you've been saying the whole time and not actually like telling us how you really feel about stuff or whatever?
Without breaking eye contact, he steps to the left as Stabby Frog approaches the bars, and he says, "Well, hey guys,
Hi.
Hi.
what? It's me. Remember Stabby Frog from Darryton?
Y- yeah.
Yeah,
You
the
guys kill me in the
murderer.
future. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your court-appointed lawyer."
That's crazy.
He like goes up to Chris.
What?
He's like, "Chris, buddy, hey, how's it going?"
I stab B frog.
It's Stabby Frog.
It's-
Remember
Yeah.
Darryton?
Yeah, no,
I was in prison.
yeah. How could we forget you?
Oh my god, what a small world.
Hey, Stabby Frog,
Yeah.
do you mind just giving us another like couple of minutes? We're just meditating on our guilt.
Oh, you're pleading guilty. What are you guys in for, by the way? I actually, and he like holds up the papers and they're like shredded. He's like, I had a little bit of trouble processing the source.
You know, that's fair. Well,
Why don't we
Can-
run over the charges in about 10 or 15 minutes? How does that sound?
Okay, and he just crumples to the ground.
oh,
I look back at Boone. I'm like, okay, what do you want? Do you want an apology? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we didn't listen to you enough. I'm sorry for however we might have wronged you. I'm sorry for why you're so angry with us. I'm sorry. I want to help. I want to fix things. I want to go home. I want to be normal. Okay. I I just want to save people. I'm not here to argue with you about who's right and who's wrong and what we should have done and every other thing. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. You're right. Would you help us?
Not yet.
Oh my god.
Maybe time will help you out. But if he doesn't work out, maybe we can talk.
All right. Well, I just slide down against the ground. I'm like, all right. Well, we'll see you when we see a big guy. Have fun shitting all over us in 5 minutes.
Do you summon Stabby Frog back?
Oh yeah, I'm like making a picture in the dirt of Stabby Frog. Oh, Stabbert, Myrtler.
He just like from his heels just resumes an upright position and says, "Right, the charges."
Yeah, so we're getting charged with killing you. We're getting charged with killing Fool Frog. We're getting charged with messing up 1932, I think. Like some rocks.
Oh, and
I don't know what
obstructing
else.
the investigation into Nudist Frog. Right. Yes. Right.
Did we even do that?
Yeah, you did. You did. You locked Magician Frog and Long Arm Frog out of Heart and Stone. Did your little thing. Yeah, I it's coming back to old Stabby now. He says that with like a dagger in his hand and he pricks himself and he's like, ah, jeez. Oh man. And you guys are pleading guilty.
Some of us are.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. And he comes over to the like completely destroyed door and pulls it open imaginarily. And it's like, all right, come on, let's head on over to the big man.
hey.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll walk and talk about strategy. So, let's talk about your options. He says, yawning. Oh, sorry, guys. As well, he does that in character. He's like, so typically, you got like a couple things you can do. You can plead insanity if you want to, and that works out sometimes. But like, how are you guys feeling about the like? On a scale of 1 to insane, where are you guys on the insanometer?
Oh, I'm so fucking insane.
Okay.
I think we've been like on the verge of losing Cosmo for a while. She's
had-
there's been some situations.
I don't know if you remember this, but I actually wasn't super present at the time of your murder because I think I had like a moment where I just mentally snapped and like ran away and like I don't know, I broke my phone.
Yeah. He says he's like taking notes, but he's using a dagger to take them. Uh, and he's like, Chris, where are you on the scale?
What is it, like 1 to like insanity?
Insano
You
mode.
say insano mode.
Yeah.
I'd say like probably insano.
Okay. Cool. Iris?
So like I'm feeling pretty okay-ish, but like here's the thing, right? Why are we able to mess up the timeline just by doing stuff that we would normally do? Like, wouldn't that just mean that we're just doing what we're supposed to do?
No, because you guys aren't necessarily supposed to do it, even if you already are. And like murdering multiple frogs is, I gotta be honest with you, not something we see every day. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, we can definitely go with the insanity defense. That's usually a pretty instant soul deletion. Um, but like as
Oh,
long as you
oh,
guys are
we
okay
don't
No.
want
with
to.
that, that should
We
be
don't want to do
fine.
that.
No.
Okay,
I mean, I
listen,
don't really
Stabby
wanna do
Frog.
that.
Let me be really honest with you, Stabby Frog.
Yeah.
We got arrested on purpose because we wanted to talk to Tempest about the harvester entity coming into the universe and harvesting everything,
I caught
including
about
time.
3 words of that, but if you're like breaking time law just to talk to Tempest, I would definitely recommend an Insano mode plea. By the way, just as a quick side note, Boo has been like snaking following you guys as this conversation is happening.
I'm fully ignoring this man. We fucking apologized, told him he was right. Every like removal of ego. What do you want? We just want to help, and he's still shit all over us. So you know what? If he wants to sneak around like a dumb baby, then he can sneak around like a dumb baby. I'm not giving him the time of fucking day.
That's totally fine. Stabby Frog says, the other thing you can do is, I guess we could try and bargain with Tempest.
Sure. Does he? I don't know. Do you want some of my time?
Yeah, usually it's like a contract of your soul for X number of years. You serve him after you die, and then when you're done, go on your merry way.
Hey, question for you, Stabby Frog. If we did that, do we become frogs? Like, do we have to be a frog?
That's kind of up to like you and the big T man to discuss the details, but like typically that's how it works.
So did you commit some time crime and that's why you became Stabby Frog?
I don't really remember, to be honest with you. I bet you I'll remember when I get my life back.
How long have you been Stabby Frog for?
Oh, I guess I never get my life back, huh? Because you murdered me.
You literally made us do that, by the way. I want you to recall your future where you bullied the fuck out of us until we showed up and then said, you have to kill me because you always kill me.
Yeah, why did I
Which
go crazy?
I don't really think that's like on us because you did say that that was the way things were supposed to be.
Listen, I know what
Mm.
he was mad about like the inconsistencies of time and like that all that stuff or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like we have massive inconsistencies in our system, so I just don't understand what would possibly drive me crazy, you know?
Maybe it was the something to do with the harvester entity and how time didn't actually do anything to stop it. I really hope it's not that one.
Are you guys going farming later? Like, what are you talking about?
No, the harvester
It's
entity
fine.
is
No, it's all good. So we're definitely
okay.
no one's interested in Insano mode.
No, we're interested in bargaining.
Fine. You guys are boring.
That's fine.
My 3 o'clock, let me tell you, he's going Insano mode. He doesn't know it
You know,
yet.
you should make Llewellyn your 3 o'clock.
Who?
The girl in the other girl in the jail with us.
Oh, she's got to wait. She's there for another couple of years. Anyway, and you guys stand in front of like huge doors, and Stabby Frog says, was that a human greeting?
No, that was a hiccup.
Wow. You humans are weird, man. Okay, so about to go see Tempest. Keep it chill, keep it cash. He's a good guy. He's got a lot going on right now. He's always got a lot going on right now.
Isn't he like Like a god? Is there like a way to say hi to him that he would prefer?
Big T, maybe? Turt? What's Squirt and Turt? It might be good. He's a turtle. I don't know if you know that.
The face Mark is making is the face that Cosmo was also making.
You could call him Tempest too. Maybe that would be cool. Sir, my lord. He might like
How
that.
about Lord Time? Maybe just Lord Time.
What do you guys? Where are you guys landing on Lord T?
Not.
Okay, we'll workshop it.
Maybe.
And he pushes the doors open. He's like, "Big T!" And for you, in another hexagonal room is this enormous black turtle, easily 25 feet tall and taking up most of the length of the room. It has these enormous orange eyes that seem to pierce your very essence. And if you can believe that, that is not the first thing in the room that your eyes are drawn to. Because next to Tempest, hanging from the ceiling, tied with rope, is none other than broad-shouldered short businessman in a suit, who says, "Yes! Yes, I knew it! There they are! Tempest, you lost this one, buddy. Oh, you fool, you stupid turtle. Hey! Guys, it's Brad!"
I don't look at Brad.
I bow deeply to Tempest and I say, "Greetings, Lord Time." I look at Brad and I'm like, "Shut up, Brad."
Cosmo! Cosmo, it's Brad!
Yeah, I see you, Brad. Shut up right now.
Cosmo, you're gonna get me out of here, right?
Brad, I got arrested. Shut up.
He's actually like he kind of like got himself worked up when he first saw you, so now he's just like rotating slowly and is like facing away from you guys as he's trying to wiggle back around. And Tempest looks down and says, "Oh, greetings, humans, crime committers.
Hello.
Hi, Tempest.
Welcome to the Library of Babel. How are you guys
Thank you.
doing?"
Honestly, pretty good. We have a really nice library jailhouse here.
"Oh, well, thank you. That means a lot. What are the charges?" And Stabby Frog holds up like just shredded paper that's falling down. He's like, "Guys, what are the charges?"
So
Killing Stabby Frog in the future, allegedly, even though he said that we had to because that was how it was supposed to be.
Right.
Disturbance of like some rocks and bushes, I guess, in the past.
Oh.
I'm really sorry about that specific one.
I-
That I
What
think
else-
that was
what
it,
else is
right?
there?
No, it was like that. It was like that, right? Just that.
Like I think it was just that, but
Are you forgetting
I mean,
about
I
the
lo-
murder of Fool Frog? Or perhaps
Oh.
the
Oh.
obstruction of justice you committed at Heart and Stone?
Well, you know, in our defense, they did come at us very scarily.
That one was aggressive. I see that more of like a defense, but the one I did forget about Fool Frog. That is correct, unfortunately.
They are
It's-
kind of
it's hard
creepy,
to-
aren't they?
A little bit. They're kind of scared, especially when you're like, oh, the facility's in lockdown because there's been a murder, and then like two frogs show up and they're like trying to rip the walls off the walls.
Yeah, that's crazy. While this
It's
is
a little
going on,
frightening.
Brad calls out, "Chris! Chris!
Chris looks over at Brad. What?
Chris! Who's the old guy?"
What old guy?
He like jerks his head at Boo.
Shut up, Brad. Chris like pushed Brad so he starts spinning again.
Yeah, you kind of just like you like have to hop up so you can like whack him, but he starts and
Alright.
Tempest says, "Yeah, you guys have been busy. I gotta like just tell you off the bat. It's not every day someone does as much as you guys have."
Well, you know, the
Do you-
reflection game sends us to like a lot of places.
The reflection game.
That-
Brad, you hear that? The reflection game's been violating time and space. And Brad is like, guys, listen. I know this is crazy, but you gotta get me out of here.
Actually, it's crazy, Tempest, because this is kind of all Brad's fault.
Yeah, you know, that's sort of where I'm leaning on the scale too. And Brad, to Brad's credit, did at first confess to all of it. But then Brad just, You've met him before, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just been
unfortunately.
going on about his grand plan and how the three of you were going to storm in here and rescue him.
Nope.
No, we're mostly here for a different reason. I didn't know
Guys,
Brad got arrested. Brad, can you let us finish? We're talking to the god of time right now.
Yeah, we're
listen.
like kind of on trial, and it's like really not about you, actually.
Guys, I know, okay? I know how it looks. Doesn't look good for old Brad over here. But I promise you, I have a great explanation for everything.
That's
This
fine,
is
Brad. I don't know what you want us to do. We have a lawyer right here. God is right there, and you're tied up, and I'm like not that tall, Brad.
Who's the
Yeah,
old
like I
man?
like Chris literally
Brad,
had to jump up and slap your shoe to rotate you. So
Brad,
like,
there is no old man. You need to stop.
There is quite literally an old man there, and if
Well,
I'm
okay,
not mistaken, he has an IRS wristband.
stop
I do a
hallucinating old men. Okay, you need to
I
stop,
do a
Brad.
full rotation and I stare directly at Boo, and then I continue to rotate and I look back at Brad and I shrug and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Boo
Anyway,
kind
so
of
back to what I was. Oh,
Boo
sorry, Boo
Boo
says
kind of
what?
like sidles over, standing next to the three of you, and he's like, "He's not coming with us."
Okay, so Mr. Tempest, so primarily why we're here is because do you know about the Harvester entity?
The Harvester entity is a complete myth. Let's be
I
clear
raise my
here.
hand.
Yes.
I actually met the Harvester entity in person, and we spoke, and they're actually like me from another, I guess, timeline,
Dimension?
dimension,
You've also done
universe.
dimension hopping? Stabby Frog, you're gonna have to add that to the list. That's gotta
Well,
be a time
so
crime somewhere.
So the thing is, I didn't personally do it because I don't know how to do that. But the other me that is from other place does, and so I think it really should be like their
Their fault?
responsibility and their crime to attest for.
Uh,
Um,
Brad chimes in. He says, "Cosmo,
Brad,
Cosmo, listen.
I don't have a lot of nerves to be spent on you, but yeah, what's up?
You remember your dad?"
never heard of it.
They do like a long teeth suck and say, "Yeah, I do remember my dead dad."
Cosmo, we can save him. I know what's going on with you. I know what's going on with you and Ozma and all the other lookalikes, okay? I promise you, I'm sorry it had to be this way, but I can tell you about all of that and we can fix it. We can fix it together. You just gotta get me out of here.
I like glance at Boo. Not like I don't turn my body, but I just glance at him, and at the corner of my mouth, I'm like, "Hey, do you know what the fuck is going on with me and like my dad and shit?"
He looks at you and he says, "It doesn't matter."
All right, Brad, I've given you some thought. I'm rethinking everything.
Boo
I'm
looks at you
I'm
and he's like, "You've gotta be kidding me."
I look at Boo and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry that my history and my life and everything that's happened to me doesn't fucking matter."
Brad
Sorry,
says,
Boo.
"Yes, Cosmo, channel it. Channel it. Take the frog and get us out of here.
What?
Use the frog and get us out of here."
I look at Boo and I'm like, "Okay, no, seriously, last chance. I will take your side over Brad's, but you have to fucking tell me what's happening."
At this moment, 4 people burst into the chamber. 2 humans, 2 frogs. You see Atticus and Anderson Rivers.
Oh,
Party Frog. And the most disgusting abomination you have ever seen in your life. It's a frog, but its mouth is dripping black sludge. It's also in handcuffs along with the Rivers. And it is like crawling on its knees towards Tempest, just completely handcuffed, and slams its giant felt head into the ground next to one of his feet and says, "My lord, I've won." And Tempest looks down and is like, "What the fuck is this?"
it's Kangaroo Court.
And I'm waving at the Rivers, and I'm like, "Did you guys get arrested too? That's crazy."
Yeah, Anderson's like, "I don't even know what I did. This guy saved us." Oh my god, is that Chris? Chris!
You
Atticus is like,
got arrested?
Atticus points at the old man. Who's that old guy?
He Anderson is like babbling an apology towards Chris. And it's like, I'm so sorry for everything I said. I was so wrong about you and your family. They are beautiful people. They are wonderful people. I want to buy you dinner. I feel like that's the least I can do for everything that I did for you. And he looks over at Cosmo and he's like, and you, Cosmo, I don't know what's going on with you, but
What?
I think I'm closer to the answer.
Cosmos like, what?
And he looks over and he's like, oh, hey, Iris.
Hey, man. How's it going? You seem like you've been through something.
Yeah,
And
Atticus elbows him roughly in the ribs and is just like, hey, look 2 feet to the left.
yeah, Anderson looks and is like, what, that old man? Is that...
Yeah, look at... Hi, Boo!
Give that man a good old look-see.
Boo is like frozen. He has like his shoulders up. He is like stiff as a board. He's like, what the fuck is going on? And Goopy Teeth Frog chimes in and is like, finally, my mission is complete. I got them, my lord. And Tempest is like, I'm so confused. This is, guys, I'm sorry. I actually don't know where this one's going. That's on me. What is this? And the frog says, yes, you see, these two, they traveled back in time from heaven to go stop the calamity with calamity. They stopped Sammy with calamity. And Anderson,
I didn't do that.
yeah, Anderson
Says
says, no,
Atticus.
that was just me. Atticus was not there for that. And the frog says, no, you guys are always together. And Anderson's like, nope, buddy, that's what this is about? She
Wait,
wasn't even
Atticus-
here.
Atticus is like, of all the things, that's what you're mad about? Also, yeah, no, I was being possessed, like, I was being driven around by a school bus, like a school bus by an angel.
Stabby Frog is like, he's like rubbing his cheek with a dagger. He's like, that's weird, because that definitely seems like a weird violation of like frog code and policy. Super unlike us. And Party Frog chimes in. He says, tell them what you did to get them arrested. And Goopy Frog says, oh, well, that was easy. I traveled back in time, befriended a human who I knew at one point would cross paths with the rivers. And then we went on a couple decades worth of adventures. That's your grandpa, Chris.
Okay.
Oh,
I
There's so
traveled
much
with
going
a
on.
grandpa.
Also, that
Cosmo?
he looks at Tempest and he's like, that's a time violation, right?
Tempest is like, oh, how many time violations did you do? And Party Frog says, they caused the fall of Rome. They erupted the volcano in Pompeii. They stood and laughed while the dinosaurs were wiped out by a meteor and left behind a Twinkie wrapper.
Who? My grandpa?
And Tempest is like, whoa, that's a lot. Yeah, okay. Frog's under arrest. I guess Anderson's also under arrest.
Atticus juts in like, hey, so because you arrested me for the same crime, isn't that like something about like plausible deniability? Anyway, I feel like you should throw out like my case, his case, and whatever you have on my old man nephew over here.
Who? No, I'm sorry. This is not... No, you can be free to go as soon as these proceedings are done, little Atticus. And Boo turns to the three of you
I'm
and
like
is like,
35.
I'm not taking him with us either.
Cosmo says, who, the 2 people over there? Aren't those your relatives?
Atticus can come, not the other one. And Anderson says, wait, is that Boo?
Atticus is
Boo!
like, yes!
Hey,
That's the old man!
it's your dad! And Boo's like, no, not this. What is he doing here?
Boo, this is Atticus. I really think you were very rude earlier with your message, by the way. That we did not like raise you to talk like that to people.
Boo completely ignores the twins and turns back towards Team Bouquet and is like, "You guys just give me the word. We can go. You've lesson learned, right? You guys can. Let's just get out of here."
Cosmo's like,
Because you don't want to deal with your family?
wait, are you really gonna leave your dad? That seems really shitty.
It's fine. We're gonna fix this whole situation and everything is gonna work out.
Okay.
Tempest is like, "Okay, I'm so sorry. I feel like we're just getting a little off track here. So you guys committed a bunch of time crimes. I understand it was just to go and like meet me. So what is this about?"
The harvester entity.
Right, the made up thing. So let's just I hate to do this. I don't like playing in hypotheticals because I know everything. Let's say that there was a harvester entity who was coming to harvest everyone's souls in the known universe. What would you have me do?
OC, but really quick, Chris, you are the only person who knows about the formation of Caldera.
Hold on.
About to
let
get the
me write
notepad
this down.
exploration.
Gotta get
I
the
have so
notepad.
much fucking like this is all notes. All of this is notes.
That's
I
a
have
lot
to-
of notes.
That's
This guy's been taking notes.
This guy,
This
he
guy,
knows how to
the
note.
real noker. The real
that-
noker.
I don't like that one.
No, would that have been? That would have been before the Heaven arc, right? When
Yes.
Chris learned about
Yes.
that.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. So that would have been a while ago. Give me a second here, fellas.
What are you?
That would have been like falling into the. Remember when we all fell into a big hole?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. So what?
Okay.
Cosmo, what are you thinking?
Well, so Cosmo can't think anything because Cosmo doesn't know. But Beth is remembering the formation of Caldera, how they like started using they were like summoning the harvester in a volcano. Like they started that whole process. So the idea originally was to go back in time far enough to stop Caldera from ever becoming a thing, and that way the harvester in some fashion would just never come here. But Cosmo doesn't know about that, so I can't say anything.
Chris, if that's what you want to tell, we can paraphrase that.
Thank you. Yeah, because I cannot find. I know I have it down here somewhere, but I don't have.
Yeah,
I can't find notes.
All
of
good.
that.
All good.
Thank you.
Brad, still spinning around, says, "I have a better plan than that." And Boo says, "I also have a better plan than that, and it's better than Brad's plan." And
Anything is probably better than Brad's plan.
And-
Let's be real.
Tempest says, all right. So you want to go back in time with my help, presumably my frog's help as well, and stop the formation of Brad's company? Is that correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's an interesting proposition. The ripple effects would certainly be felt for a long time, but perhaps we could straighten out most of the important bits. Well, that's an interesting offer. And I want everyone to roll persuasion.
Also, just want to say, classic fucking grandfather paradox right here. If we go back and
Mhm.
stop the formation of Caldera, how are we gonna go back in the first place, guys?
That's fair.
Also, I think I finally found my fucking dice. I didn't realize how long this drawer was. It goes back like 7 feet into the wall, apparently. But I found them finally.
You said persuasion from all of us?
Yes.
I have to go get my real dice because I just rolled something so horrific.
What did you roll?
I'm trying to see if it's not a critical, it's not a failure. It is a failure, but it's not a fumble. It's almost a fumble. What are we
Okay.
rolling?
Persuasion?
Oh yeah, no, that's a failure.
That's a base 10, baby.
Base 10.
Did
Um,
not accomplish that one.
Just gonna
Let me-
use all my luck really fast.
Let me be right back and grab my my dice from the living room.
No, it's okay,
Let me
Beth.
see.
We're almost done here.
Coming back. Well, actually, how much luck do I have? Because I rolled a 94, but my persuasion is an 80 as Cosmo.
Aren't you like almost
Oh,
out of
okay.
luck? No, maybe you're almost out of
Yeah.
sanity. Have you been hoarding luck?
I think you're
No, I
always
have
hoarding luck.
I have 25 luck. Wow, I have no hit points. I have 5 hit points, 25 luck, and 16 points of sanity.
That's pretty good for
If I
Cosmo.
lose- If I lose 8 more, I'm insane.
Oh, that's not so good.
I'm using luck to push to pass.
Okay. Tempest looks down. Chris, you also passed? You both of
Yes.
you use luck to pass, except for Cosmo.
Yes.
Tempest looks down and he's like, I'll admit, it's an interesting offer. We'd have to work out the logistics of a contract, and I certainly do not operate for free. But I gotta tell you, you've really intrigued me. And as he says that, this red smoke starts to billow out of his nostrils. And
I
he's
turn to
like,
Boo and I'm like, "Yep, JK, Boo time, Boo time."
Boo's still kind of like shook from his relatives being there and doesn't seem to pay you much mind.
I
Fuck.
elbow him.
Fuck!
Yeah, he's kind of like, huh? Just hang on a second. Jesus.
The Tempest is getting
We have to
harvested.
go.
Tempest is now wildly swinging his head against the bookshelves. He is roaring in agony as he screams, "Get out!" And I need everyone to roll dexterity to avoid falling books.
Why in the world did you tell me not to go get my dice?
Sorry, I forgot about the books. I forgot
Hold on,
about
I
the
have
one other roll we needed to do.
I have special boy dice right here. I'll just roll these.
Success.
A pass.
How'd you do?
What am I rolling?
Dexterity.
Dex.
Failure, Cosmo.
All right, Cosmo, you're gonna get clobbered with a book for 2 points of damage. And as
My
Tempest
lingering
is
health.
screaming, Party Frog like looks around like he's seeing clearly for the first time. He's like, "What on earth is that? Is that an IRS agent?"
We have to go.
Boo, grab your dad, grab that other lady, and maybe grab Brad, and then let's go.
Party Frog says, wait, what is happening here?
He's being harvested. We have to go.
Yeah, the harvester is real. She's harvesting time, and we have to leave or we're never going to be able to. I shake Boo.
Party Frog grabs you, Chris, and he says, "Can you fix this?
Me?
You all of you, can you fix this?"
We
Probably,
just
yeah.
we there's a
If we
plan.
leave-
Maybe, but we have to go.
Party Frog says, "Let me help you instead."
What if instead it was just also?
Brad says, "Yes, take me, use the frog, and get us out of here."
Right, shut up.
And Anderson chimes in. He's like, and me too, me and Atticus, please."
We all need to leave.
Party Frog says, "Just say the word. I will take anyone you want. We can go right now."
Everybody, let's go.
all of us, Anderson, Atticus, Brad, Boo, the three of us and yourself. Let's go. And Savvy Frog.
Leave Tempest. Don't
leave
bring
Tempest.
it.
Don't bring Tempest.
Party
That's
Frog,
really bad.
Party Frog takes a step back and he's like, "I'm not going with that agent."
Why? You would rather the entire universe destroy over beef with the IRS?
We can take everyone else. And Boo's like, "Guys, don't be stupid here." Brad says, "Yeah, please, no, just take me." And the harvester, now as Tempest, looks forward at all of you and is like, "Guys, come on. What's
I
with
look at Boo
all
and I
the
say-
bickering?"
I say, everyone, Boo. All of them.
Boo looks at you and says, "Absolutely not. I told you I wasn't lying. You can work with me on my terms or not at all."
You're gonna leave your dad here? He's gonna die.
The harvester screams and slams Tempest's head back again. And as that happens, all of them, everyone who is yelling at you, begging to help you, essentially, starts to slow and freezes. The three of you are frozen too, but you find you can reach out to each other. Just the three of you. Tempest has given you one last gift. A little bit more time. And next time, we're going to come up with a plan.
It's like right now, right? Like right now?
Well, but I'm going to stop this recording and then we'll,
No.